Hello everyone. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then subscribe to this channel. The Toynbee Tiles' secret in the core of clamoring urban communities, underneath the feet of walkers picking up the pace their day-to-day schedules, lies a secret that has spellbound the inquisitive and perplexed the specialists for quite a long time, the conundrum of the Toynbee Tiles. These obscure messages, implanted in the blacktop of roads from Philadelphia to Buenos Aires, bear engravings that challenge clarification, igniting curiosity and hypothesis among the people who try to contemplate their importance. Among the incalculable people brought into the snare of the Toynbee Tiles' secret was analyst Marcus Finch, a carefully prepared examiner with a sharp eye for detail and a propensity for the curious. For a really long time, he had followed the path of the tricky tiles, looking for replies to questions that appeared to duplicate as time passes. It was on a virus winter's night that Finch wound up remaining before the most recent disclosure, a newly laid tile, its surface sparkling in the shine of the street lamps. As he bowed down to analyze it, his psyche dashed with potential outcomes, his fingers following the complex examples scratched into its surface. The tile bore a message natural, yet perplexing. Toynbee thought in Kubrick's 2001 revived Dead on Planet Jupiter. It was an expression that had become inseparable from the Toynbee Tiles' secret, its significance the subject of perpetual discussion and hypothesis among beginner detectives and prepared specialists the same. As Finch concentrated on the tile, a voice got through the quiet, a voice he perceived really quite well. It had a place with Dr. Evelyn Wells, a famous etymologist and cryptographer who had devoted her vocation to unwinding the insider facts of the Toynbee Tiles. "Investigator Finch," she said, her tone estimated at this point touched with energy. "I accept we might be nearly a forward leap." Together, Finch and Dr. Wells left on an excursion into the core of the Toynbee Tiles' secret, following a path of signs that drove them profound into the underside of the city. En route, they experienced a cast of characters as different as the actual messages: road specialists, connivance scholars, and unpredictable visionaries, all drawn together by a common fixation on the unexplored world. Their examination took them from the back rear entryways of Philadelphia to the neon-lit roads of New York City, every revelation carrying them nearer to reality, yet further from cognizance. Maybe the actual tiles held influence over their brains, winding around an embroidery of secret and interest that appeared to have no closure. Be that as it may, as they dove further into the core of the secret, Finch and Dr. Wells started to uncover an example that indicated a brain undeniably more mind-boggling and working out than they might have at any point envisioned. Perhaps the tiles were important for a bigger riddle, one whose pieces had been dissipated across existence, ready to be collected by those bold enough to look for reality. Their advancement came as an old paper article, covered profound inside the chronicles of a failed-to-remember library, a piece of the riddle that had evaded them for such a long time. It discussed a man named James Marasco, a loner who had gone through years fanatically documenting the Toynbee Tiles and their beginnings. Interested by the revelation, Finch and Dr. Wells searched out Marasco, trusting that he held the way to unlocking the secret for the last time. In any case, when they showed up at his weather-beaten loft, they tracked down just void a room loaded up with heaps of papers and notepads, everyone a demonstration of a psyche consumed by fixation. As they scanned through Marasco's effects, Finch and Dr. Wells coincidentally found a disclosure that would change all that they assumed they realized about the Toynbee Tiles. Tucked away among the messiness was a progression of secretive messages written in Marasco's own hand, a demonstration of his drop into madness. Yet, in the midst of the madness, there was a flicker of clarity, a hint that sharped them towards the last piece of the riddle. It was a reference to the work of Ray Bradbury, a sci-fi creator whose stories had inspired generations with their exploration of the human condition and the mysteries of the universe. Driven by a newly found sense of direction, Finch and Dr. Wells delved into Bradbury's works, looking for the connections that would lead them to truth. Furthermore, as they pored over the pages of his books and short stories, they began to see the patterns emerge, the threads that bound together the Toynbee Tiles, and the mysterious message they bore. Ultimately, it was a passage from Bradbury's classic book, The Martian Chronicles, that provided the key to unlocking the mystery. An excerpt that discussed humanity's eternal quest for meaning and the legacy we leave behind for future generations. Armed with this newly found knowledge, Finch and Dr. Wells returned to the streets of the city, their minds ablaze with possibility. For at that moment, they realized that the Toynbee Tiles were not just a message from the past, but rather a beacon for the future, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the promise of revival, of renewal, and of life restored. As Finch and Dr. Wells stood before the new Toynbee Tile, they exchanged a knowing look, their shared vision of the journey they had undertaken evident in their eyes. It was a journey marked by uncertainty, by false leads and dead ends, but also by epiphanies and discovery that had illuminated the path before them. With a sense of determination burning inside them, they set off on a mission to unravel the latest message, drawing upon the insights gathered from their years of research and investigation. As they examined the intricate patterns carved into the tile's surface, they began to discern a pattern, a cryptic language encoded within the seemingly random arrangement of letters and symbols. Piece by piece, they unraveled the mystery, deciphering the enigmatic message with a sense of satisfaction tinged with awe. Perhaps the tiles themselves were speaking to them, revealing secrets long buried beneath the surface of the city, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the penetrating power of the unexplored world. But even as they celebrated their triumph, Finch and Dr. Wells knew that their work was far from over. For the Toynbee Tiles were not mere relics to be cataloged and archived. They were a living testament to the human capacity for curiosity and imagination. A reminder that the mysteries of the universe are vast and endless, waiting to be explored by those brave enough to seek them out. Thus, armed with their newfound knowledge and a renewed sense of purpose, Finch and Dr. Wells continued their quest, their footsteps echoing through the winding streets of the city. With each new discovery, they moved closer to the heart of the mystery, uncovering hidden truths and untold stories that had long been forgotten by all but the most courageous travelers. As they delved deeper into the shadows of the city, they encountered a diverse array of individuals, artists, and historians. Visionaries and skeptics, all drawn together by a shared fascination with the enigmatic messages that lay hidden beneath their feet. Together, they formed a community bound by a common purpose, united in their quest to unravel the mysteries of the Toynbee Tiles and uncover the truth that lay at their core. And as they worked tirelessly to decipher the messages, they came to understand that the true meaning of the Toynbee Tiles was not found in the actual words, but rather in the connections they forged and the stories they inspired. For ultimately, it was the journey, the shared experience of discovery and exploration that made the greatest impact, a testament to the enduring power of curiosity and the human spirit. As Finch and Dr. Wells stood together, gazing out upon the city skyline, they knew that their work was far from over. For the Toynbee Tiles were just one piece of a much larger puzzle, whose secrets reached far beyond the confines of the city streets, into the depths of the universe itself. Thus, with a sense of hope and wonder, they set out once again into the unknown, their minds ablaze with the possibilities that lay ahead. For ultimately, they knew that the greatest mysteries of all were those that awaited discovery, just beyond the horizon, ready to be uncovered to those brave enough to seek them out. Thanks you for watching.